welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're doing something a little different. Instead of our usual nonfiction, we're diving into excerpts from the contemporary romance novel Stuck with a Billionaire by Noelle Stone.
That's right. And we're going to unpack the initial setup of this enemies to lovers story, looking at Lily and Max, their rekindled connection, or maybe reignited conflict is more like it.
Yeah, exactly. So our mission is to kind of understand their shared history, those sparks flying, good and bad, and the outside stuff that might just be pushing them together.
Okay, let's get into it. The story puts us right in Willow Bay, Lily's hometown. She's prepping for the annual Willow Waves Summer Festival.
And you immediately get this, strong sense for life running the Willow Whims Cafe. It seems like she's really settled, found her spot.
Totally, she's rooted there. But this cozy picture, it gets complicated fast when Max Dawson shows up again. The town gossip machine just kicks into high gear.
And Max isn't just some random guy for Lily, is he? Their history is messy. We get these flashbacks, childhood friends playing by the bay, sandcastles.
Classic innocent beginnings, yeah.
But then high school hits, and bam, he becomes her tormentor, dunking her head in water, tying shoelaces together.
Yeah, it's a really stark contrast, that shift friend to bully. It's a pretty common trope in this genre, often hints at, buried feelings or teenage angst they can't handle.
Right. And Lily's just confused. Her brother Sean gives this vague explanation. Max was dealing with stuff. Doesn't really explain targeting her, though.
No, it leaves you wondering why her specifically. It just hangs there.
And the town keeps feeding info. Cassidy, Lily's barista. She mentions Max's big success in Seattle Dawson financials, but then adds this hint of a, recent mysterious scandal.
Ooh, the scandal. That adds layers, doesn't it? Intrigue, for one. Why is this rich guy suddenly back home?
Yeah, what's he running from?
And maybe it hints he's in some kind of crisis himself, which could tie back to his past behavior, maybe.
Interesting. And even Mr. Harris, the librarian, pops up remembering them as kids, so close. Really drives home what they lost or, what got buried.
Exactly. These little reminders really raise the emotional stakes. Makes you wonder if those old feelings are totally gone or just dormant.
Then Sean arrives, confirms Max is back, mentions the scandal again. Max needs to lay low. It's all building, and then Max walks into the cafe.
Talk about an entrance.
Right. The boy she knew, gone. This guy radiates CEO energy. Even in jeans and a T-shirt, there's this presence.
And that locked gaze with Lily.
Wow. You can just feel the static electricity. This is definitely not going to be a friendly catch-up.
No way. That first visual, it's key. He's changed, clearly. But that look, it hints the connection, however twisted, is still there. Can they reconcile the kid, the bully, and this new guy? That's the question.
Okay, so then we flip perspectives. We get Max arriving back in Willow Bay. He knows people are watching, talking about the scandal.
He's very aware. Small town scrutiny, right?
And he actually acknowledges, just in his head, that he treated Lily unfairly back then. Blames it on his home life struggles.
That internal nod is important. Shows some self-awareness, maybe potential for making amends later. The author starts humanizing him a bit there. What were those struggles?
Good question. And apparently, even with his big city life, he still thought about Lily, about Willow Bay. So walking into her cafe, it's loaded.
Oh, totally. It's not just coming home physically, it's emotional too. Those lingering thoughts, unresolved stuff, maybe regret. The cafe forces him to face it.
And then he sees her, really sees her, notices how she's changed, grown up.
Yeah.
That recognition hits him.
Yeah, that moment's huge. The memory versus the reality of who she is now, that contrast is going to fuel things, I bet.
Sean tries to break the ice, typical brother move. Joking about Max being rich, now the coffee.
A little pressure release, yeah. But then comes the actual conversation between Max and Lily at the counter.
Super tense. They acknowledge the time passed, the rumors she's running the place. But then Lily asks him straight up about the festival.
Oh, yeah. Pointed question. Kind of throws down the gauntlet, doesn't it?
Totally. And his non-answer, I'll consider it, Lily, leaves everything hanging. Like a chess game.
Exactly. Each waiting for the other's next move. Okay, so the scene is definitely set. What happens next, heading into the evening and festival prep?
Well, Lily's back working, getting the outdoor booth ready with her team, Cassidy, Jenny, Ben. But Max is still rattling around in her head.
Can't shake him.
Nope. And Cassie mentions Twilight Tides. That must be like a local event name trending on Twitter along with Max's name.
Yeah.
The buzz about him being in the cafe, it just amplifies everything.
The whole town's watching, basically. And Lily remembers that look in his eyes, that guardedness, like
Oh,
there's something underneath.
yeah, and we get another flashback. This one's Sweet playing in the snow as kids, innocent. A real contrast to the tension now. How effective are these flashbacks, do you think?
Oh, they're super effective. Classic romance technique, right? Shows you the foundation, the connection before things got messed up, gives you that little bit of hope maybe they can find that again, and deepens our sense of what Lily lost.
Makes sense. Then Sean pops by after closing his music store, Dawson's Melodies. Cute name.
Nice little small town touch.
And Lily, naturally, asks about Max again. Was he join them for a drink at Harbor Hush? She's still trying to figure him out.
Absolutely. Testing the waters. Is he just passing through, or is he actually sticking around, maybe wanting to reconnect with her? She's probing, but carefully.
Sean teases her, of course, like older brothers do, but says, yeah, Max is still at his place. So Lily and Sean head off for some sibling time at Harbor Hush. That feels important, that support system.
Definitely. Gives her a bit of grounding amidst all the Max-related turmoil. Family matters here.
And there, at the bar, she finally pushes Sean. Why? Why did Max turn on her like that in high school?
And Sean still doesn't really know. Calls Max an enigma, mentions the family issues again, but admits Max specifically targeted Lily. No clear answer. Must be so frustrating for her.
Totally. Why do you think the author keeps it vague there?
Builds suspense, right? Keeps us guessing along with Lily. Makes Max more complex. Was he just cruel, or was there something else driving it? Leaves room for the big reveal later.
Okay, yeah. Then Sean gets serious. He hesitantly brings up the scandal details. Max, supposedly the whistleblower. But the company says he did it, and the media's buying their story.
So Max is facing serious heat, professionally too. It adds another layer of conflict, maybe even creates a weird parallel with Lily's past hurt, both kind of singled out, facing judgment.
Maybe. And Lily's first reaction? Disbelief. She defends him, basically. Says that's not the Max she remembers, despite everything.
That's telling, isn't it? Deep down, maybe she still trusts that childhood version of him, believes in his core character. That could be crucial later.
Sean warns her, be careful. He might be different now. And then, perfectly timed, the TV news forecasts a big storm for the next day. Festival day.
Ah, the storm. Classic foreshadowing. Turbulent weather often mirrors emotional drama. Buckle up.
Festival day. Max shows up, trying to be low-key baseball cap, sunglasses. Doesn't really work in a small town when you're the Max Dawson.
Nope. He even bumps into his old teacher, Mrs. Bennett. She's all, the town's so proud. Kind of ironic, given the scandal and everything.
Yeah, definitely. Highlights that gap between his public image and his reality. He hears people whispering about him. The judgment is real.
And then, the collision.
The inevitable. Meet shoot gone totally wrong. He bumps Lily, sends some bright red drink flying everywhere. All over both of them.
Messy. A classic way to force them together and spark immediate conflict. That red drink, maybe symbolizing anger, passion.
Could be. Because the argument starts instantly. She's like, you always have to make an entrance. He snaps back, you're in the way.
Oh, boy.
It escalates fast. Old wounds surface him leaving, treating Willow Bay like a stepping stone.
Yeah.
He gets defensive about pressures. She throws his billionaire status back at him. Hardly a victim.
Wow, it's raw. All the resentment, the hurt, the misunderstandings just spilling out. They really needed to have this fight, probably.
Maybe. They part angrily. Sean sees it all, looks worried. Max is frustrated, thinking every interaction with Lily is a landmine.
Sounds about right. Exhausting for both of them. He's clearly scared of messing up, or maybe scared of his feelings.
Sean gives him some tough love. Reminds him flicking. Lily's had her own struggles, that his return has a huge impact. Max even wonders if coming back was a mistake. Still running, it seems.
Yeah, Sean's trying to get him to face things. Stop running from the past, from Lily, from himself, maybe.
And right on cue, the sky just opens up. Downpour. Total chaos at the festival.
The storm arrives. Perfect timing. External chaos matching the internal turmoil. Forces everyone to react.
Sean pulls Max under a tent. They just watch the rain. Another moment of forced closeness. And Sean just says, life goes on. A little perspective amidst the drama.
It's a nice touch. Even in a storm, you keep going. Resilience.
Meanwhile, Lily's still trying to work her coffee stand, even with the rain picking up, but her mind's clearly stuck on that fight with Max.
Can't blame her. Then the sky gets really dark, the rain gets heavier, sense of foreboding.
And their eyes meet. Across the festival grounds, through the rain. There's still something there, despite the anger.
That visual connection.
Yeah.
The storm kind of isolates them, focuses them on each other, even from a distance.
Things get wilder. Heavy rain, thunder, wind. Lily's team decides, okay, time to pack up. Safety first.
Smart move.
Then this huge crack of thunder, a gust of wind, knocks over a display rack. Lily tells her staff to just go, get somewhere safe. She'll handle the stand.
Okay, so she's left alone, struggling.
Exactly. And then, through the sheets of rain, Max appears. No words, he just steps in and helps her steady the stand.
Whoa, unexpected hero moment, or just decency. Seems like a shift from the earlier anger.
Feels like it. They have this brief exchange. Are you okay? Why are you still here? Short, tense, but different.
An unspoken truce, maybe? Against the common enemy? The storm?
Seems like it. They work together, haul the coffee stand back into the actual cafe building, lock the door against the weather, and then Max asks, where do you live, Lily?
Okay, that feels significant. He's not just helping, he's engaging on a more personal level now.
Right. And then, crazy timing, lightning hits a tree downtown.
Don't tell me.
Yep. Falls right onto Max's fancy Tesla.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
Okay, plot twist. Darkly funny, but also convenient? Now he's really stuck.
Pretty much. Lily's surprised, but just says, guess you're coming with me. And he agrees, kind of subdued. So they head up to her apartment, both totally drenched.
Force proximity level.
Hmm.
Expert, trapped together during a storm. Classic romance setup. Heightens everything.
Definitely. Inside, she offers him dry clothes, Sean's, which is kind of
Yeah.
funny. They both change. Lily texts her friend, like, you won't believe this.
The surrealness of it all.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Then Lily comes back to the living room, catches a glimpse of him, shirtless.
Uh-oh. Moment of accidental intimacy. Sparks.
Could be.
And then,
The power goes out.
of course it does. Perfect rom-com, storm, trifecta. Trapped, shirtless glimpse, power outage.
Right. Total darkness, just lightning flashes. Lily lights some candles. Suddenly, it's kind of cozy, intimate even. They just watch the storm. Awkward silence, but charged.
The darkness and candlelight definitely change the mood. Lowers defenses, maybe? Allows for different kinds of conversations.
Lily breaks the silence, suggests making coffee on her little butane hot plate. Resourceful.
Gotta have coffee.
So they're sipping coffee, atmosphere still a bit tense, but polite.
Hmm.
Then Lily starts reminiscing about them getting into trouble as kids, testing the waters again.
Yeah, trying to find that common ground, maybe bridge the gap between the past and this weird present.
It works for a second, but then the tension snaps back. She accuses him again, making her life miserable. He gets defensive, says he left so she could be free of him.
Oof. Still circling those old hurts. His reasoning sounds flawed, even if he meant it somehow.
Lily hits back hard, says he only came back because Seattle didn't want him. And that jab, that's what finally cracks him open.
Ah, the catalyst. Sometimes you need that direct hit to get to the truth.
And it's a big truth. Mac admits he left Willow Bay because he wanted her. Really wanted her, but knew he shouldn't. Best friend's little sister, all
Right.
that. Says he acted like a jerk because facing his feelings was harder. Finally owns up to treating her badly because of his own issues. Huge. Why now?
The storm, the darkness, being trapped, Lily's accusation. It's a pressure cooker. Maybe he just couldn't hold it in anymore. It's a massive turning point, finally explaining why he was such a jerk.
Lily is obviously shocked. But you see her soften a bit. Hearing the reason, even a messed up one, seems to land differently.
The truth has power, right? Even uncomfortable truth. Understanding his flawed motive lets her start processing the hurt in a new way.
The rain's still coming down. Candlelight. Lily spots that old photo of them as kids on her shelf. Right there, reminding them of that connection he just admitted to feeling.
Past and present colliding right there in the room. Potent stuff.
And now that the personal bomb is dropped, Lily circles back. Asks him about the scandal. Says she doesn't believe the accusations.
Interesting shift. Now that he's been vulnerable personally, she's willing to hear him out on the professional stuff. Showing empathy, trust maybe.
He tells her his side. Found the fraud, reported it, got framed by executives. He's the whistleblower, not the criminal.
Okay, so that completely reframes his return. He's not just hiding, he might be fighting for his reputation after doing the right thing. Adds a whole other dimension.
Lily's still a tiny bit skeptical, which is fair, but Max pleads with her. You know me, the real me, from back then. Believe that person. Puts himself out there, vulnerable again.
Using their shared history as collateral. Asking her to trust her gut, her memory of his character, it's a big ask.
And she does. Through tears, she says she believes him. That feels huge, like a real step forward.
Absolutely. Her belief is massive. It's forgiveness, it's trust. It opens the door for something more.
Then Max goes even deeper. Confesses about feeling lost and scared after his parents died, spiraling. Afraid of losing Lily as she grew up, so he'd push her away first. It's heartbreaking, actually.
Wow, so the bullying wasn't just about wanting her, but fear, too. Fear of loss, fear of inadequacy. Doesn't excuse it, but it makes him tragically human. Acting out of fear.
Lily gets it, tells him he didn't need to push her away. He agrees, admits he was scared of not being good enough, of losing Sean too. Self-preservation gone wrong.
Linking Lily and Sean and his fear, that's complex. Deep-seated anxiety about connection, sounds like.
He actually smiles then, a real smile,
Yeah.
connection. But Lily, staying real, says, "You still hurt me? That lasted." Doesn't just let it slide.
Good for her. Acknowledging the pain is vital. You can understand someone's reasons and still validate your own hurt. That's healthy.
She cries again, maybe relief this time. He pulls her into a hug, apologizes properly, and in that moment, storm raging outside, candles flickering.
The tension must be off the charts. Physical closeness, emotional vulnerability.
Undeniable. He leans in, kisses her. Described as hard and soft, desperate and tender. Captures everything, doesn't it?
Perfectly. All the history, the conflict, the buried feelings, the new hope, all in that kiss.
And she kisses him back. Heart pounding, just swept up in it, a deepened, sparks flying, pure romance novel moment.
She's letting herself go there, moving past the hurt to explore this. It's happening.
But then Max pauses, just slightly, asks if she's okay with this. Shows some real consideration there.
That's important. Respect. Shows growth from the teenage bully, maybe. He's checking in.
Lily asks him back, basically, "Do you want this?" Making sure it's mutual.
Smart. She needs that reassurance, too.
And his reply, "Lily, I've been waiting for you to ask me that for a very, very long time." Boom. End scene.
What a line. Perfect cliffhanger. Confirms everything he confessed. Leaves you wanting more.
So let's wrap this up, this deep dive into the start of Stuck with a Billionaire. It really laid out this incredibly complex, turbulent dynamic between Lily and Max. Childhood friends, teenage enemies, now this dramatic reconnection.
Yeah, and the key takeaways, I think, are Max's surprising reasons, his hidden feelings driving the bullying, which is, wow, messed up but revealing, and then the whole whistleblower scandal plot adding this huge external pressure cooker.
Right. And for you listening, think about how past relationships, unspoken stuff can just erupt, especially when life throws curveballs. That vulnerability between them at the end, it takes real guts to open up like that, especially after so much conflict.
It really does. Which leaves us with the big question, doesn't it? Okay, the truth is out, they've kissed, sparks are flying, but what obstacles are really left? Can they actually overcome all that history, the scandal? Or is this connection just, a moment of calm before the next storm hits their lives? Definitely something to chew on.